are happy to have our next speaker, Dr. Saliz Mazrina Shaharom, who's the head of transfusion medicine from Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Malaysia. And Madam is also a specialist in quality in transfusion from Melbourne, New Zealand, and also from Malaysia. So ma'am's profound striving for improving and increasing the quality of efficiency of blood and transfusion medicine is noteworthy. Over to you, ma'am, for your beautiful and wonderful deliberation.
Everybody, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, Asko and Kaho, for this delightful moment for me to come and share. So for the next 15 minutes, I'll be taking everybody out of India and coming to Malaysia for a Malaysian experience. So I'll be talking about blood donation, our challenges and solutions that we came up with. So welcome to Malaysia. Here, you can see here is India, and right down here is Southeast Asia is Malaysia. So if you enhance the map a bit, this is how we look like. And then so this is actually we are actually a developing country. We are not yet developed. We are just a developing country in Southeast Asia. We have about 13 states with 3 federal territories. Our population is quite small compared to India. We only have about 33.4 million people. This is we had 32.7 million in 2022. So we had about 2.1 percentage of increment. But this increment of citizenship is only about 0.6%. Others are from foreigners. 91% of us are citizens of Malaysia and 8.9% are non-Malaysian. This is significant. Later on, I will let you know. We have multi-ethnics. The majority of us are Malays, as I am, which consists about 70%, followed by the others by ethnic Chinese, about 32%, Indians, about 6.6%, and other ethnics. So we have hundreds of ethnics actually in Malaysia. So 75% of us live in the urban center and 24% is about rural. So about 3/4 of us lives in the urban side. So in terms of blood donation, our total blood donation, this data are taken from the BBIS version 2 system. I will let you know why that is later. In 2023, we had about 575,000 units. In 2022, about almost the same number, but in reality, actually, if it's outside from the BBIS version 2, we actually collected about 737,000 units. You can see in 2021 that we collected about 648, and there's a big change between 2021 2022. That was after the post-COVID era. So our error rate is about 2.5%. We still put a target at 5%. So if you see at the lower part here, you can see it's almost consistent. There's a drop down in 2021, and then we managed to bring it up again. So our prime duty of the blood transfusion service is to ensure continuity of safe, sufficient, and quality blood and blood components supplied throughout the country to the government or the private hospitals. Now in Malaysia, only the government side collects the blood. And then we have to make sure that we provide the sufficient number of blood. And it's becoming a challenge to us. These are the challenges that we are facing. So from here, the donor population, now our system is the same as India, is voluntary non-remunerated. It is based on their goodwill to come and donate. So we do not coerce, we do not make sure that you have to donate before we give to your family members. We do not do that. So it is voluntary to come and donate. In terms of blood grouping, you can see almost 50% of blood group O, and the others are B, A, and ABs. In terms of donation type, we are still measuring in whole blood donation. So our apheresis is not that many, which causes a problem in terms of amount of plasma that we collect. In terms of donor regularity, 67% are still the regular donors, and we're having trouble to get new donors. And also the lapsed donors, we have to ask them to come and donate again. In terms of donation location, we find that almost 70% of our donation comes from our mobile site. So mobile site means it's outside from our centers. And this is also causing a slight problem in view of trying to get good places. So in terms of social group, the civilians are the most donors. We are trying to get the students and the uniform bodies to come and donate as well. So in terms of where the donors are mostly located, you can see this is Kuala Lumpur, this red dot. So majority it will be here. The color shading actually shows the amount of donors that is scattered around Malaysia. So this part is more lot more on this side rather to this side. So the problem with this side actually is because these are more forests with forest reserves and so on and so forth. So compared to here where it is more advanced. So we are having a problem with donor recruiting new donors. As you can see here, there's a big drop trying to get new donors to come. But the good thing, the new donors are coming in are from the good age to donate compared to the elderlies. So in terms of eligibility criteria, in Malaysia, our criteria acceptance for donation is bounded by our guideline and our handbook. In Malaysia, is quite strict, the donors that we accept. And so we try to make it as uniform as possible. So sometimes this causes a bit of problem because our acceptance criteria is not to say different, but a bit stricter. So when they are used to donate outside and they come into Malaysia, there are things that we do not allow to donate. So this sometimes cause a bit of problem. And then our population itself, as you can see, we are multi-ethnic, multi-religious, multicultural. So we actually celebrate anything under the sun. So it's like every month we have something to celebrate about. So when you have this a lot of festive seasons, that's when for us in blood service, we have what we call as seasonal shortages. So this is something that we have to overcome. In terms of climate, I think India and us are almost the same. So we have to go through with all this hot weather and temperature. So sudden floods, sudden rainfall, suddenly, and then drought. So this causes some problem in terms of temperature monitoring for our bloods. And then for staffing and equipment, as I told you before, majority of us goes for mobile, which is outside from our centers. So looking at the trend, people in Malaysia prefer to donate on weekends or on holidays. So so our staff have to work on weekends. So this causes them to be overworked. So sometimes we need extra staff when the existing staff is not enough or not available. And then in terms of equipment itself, because it is on the go, so we have to go through wear and tear, and then the equipments are heavy. So this causes a problem for the health of our staffs. And sometimes when you go for mobiles, the site is not conducive when it's not properly inspected. For example, the requirement of basic requirement such as space, water, electricity, and because of it's very warm, it's humid, you need air condition. So sometimes there are sites that do not give these requirements. So these are some of the solutions that we come up with. So in Malaysia, we have an efficient national coordinated blood donation program. So we have a very clear national policy. So every blood donation center follows the same policy. Our center is at the National Blood Center in Kuala Lumpur. That's our reference for transfusion medicine. NBC oversees all the blood collection activities around Malaysia. It does the national planning, it does training, develops new or review the existing guidelines, and it gives technical support and advice on the blood bank. So this is, let's say, this is our mother. So we try to make sure that all the training are of the same, so that when staff needs to go to other places, the work instructions and all are the same. So this is being monitored by the NBC. So this is NBC in Kuala Lumpur. And we too have a hemovigilance program that every hospital needs to send to Pusat Darah Negara on the National Blood Center, just like as mentioned before by previous speaker. Number two, we have this BBIS version 2 that I mentioned before. Now, this is something not that old and not that new. We started to use in 22 centers around Malaysia. As you can see, here in East Malaysia as well as in West Malaysia, only 22 centers at the moment. We are connected. As of next year, we are going to connect another 93, so that is equal to all the blood centers will be connected by the BBI system. So this is important for us because we need to know what our blood stocks are like and what are the problems that should arise in other centers. So come again?
Doctor, last 5 minutes, please. Can you?
Okay. So in terms of scissor shortage, we have to make sure that we do forecasting so that we know when we need to go out more rather than the ones to follow the usual timing. So you can see here, like for example, this Ramadan, we had to go. We know it's gonna be here. There's gonna be a drop during Ramadan, so we have to heighten our donation drives. So if in terms of national inventory, the National Blood Center also monitors our inventory, so it's easier for them to know which part requires more blood. And for us in Sabah, we have our own inventory that is we manage ourselves as well together with National Blood Center. So and then in terms of getting more donors, we engage with organizers. We teach them what to do so that they give us good places for us to do donation. And we engage with everybody, with the organizers, with the uniform bodies and NGO societies, and with the federal government as well. And we make them to our strategic partners, for example, with Malaysian Red Crescent Society. And when we have these strategic partners, they help us to make a donation suite. So this when we have at the moment 3 donation suites run by the NGOs. This help us to not having to go out for mobile at these certain sites. And then we also create awareness. We make all these websites, and then we go on in anything in the TV, in the radio, everything we try, webinars and all, so that we can create awareness. And we get the local authorities to come to make sure that they let the people know that we need blood. So and then we use social media as well, or FB and IG, Instagram and our info blast, and we call donors. This is our FB page. And then if we can't go to their place because it's not conducive, we make our place their place. So for example, we get the armies to come. And then these are our medical personnel, doctors and nurses and all. We try to make them come and donate. And when we cannot get a place again, we use other things. For example, this is our dental bus that we use. In terms of climate, we make sure that we use temperature loggers, and we use good cold chains, and make sure that it's robust. And then make sure that the blood is not collected to the ice and so on and so forth, and make sure it goes very fast to our processing site. So this is what we have a blood without border. So this is a program that make sure that everybody gets enough blood. For example, as you can see here on top, that is me getting blood through the Air Force, because in Sabah we have a lot of problem with not enough blood. So we get help from the peninsula side. And then we have to make sure that we always have a contingency plan to make sure that our blood is enough. So my take-home message is always address the 4 C's, which is the collection, clinician, co-partners, and community, to ensure that the transfusion service could provide adequate supply. Engage with higher authorities will ease the blood mobile process and boost donors, organizers' confidence. And always that we need teamwork within the transfusion medicine service to ensure that patient safety and optimal treatment. So these are my references. Thank you. And these are my staffs.